Good morning, students. I'm Vijay Kumar KV, Department of English, Government Fresh College, Bapuji Nagar, Shimaga. In this session, I would like to introduce you to 17th and 18th century poetry, drama, and other forms of literature. 18th century is a part of the neoclassical age. The period from 1660 to 1780 is classified as neoclassical age in the history of English literature. The 18th century is called by various names, that is, the age of enlightenment, the age of sensibility, the Augustan age, or the long 18th century. The 18th century is called as an Augustan age after Roman Emperor Augustus. The writers of the age like Pope, Addison, Swift, Johnson, Burke are seen as parallel to the writers of Rome like Horace, Virgil, Cicero, and others. So the people called it as an Augustan age. It is called as a neoclassical age as the writer of the age followed the classical literature of Rome and Greek. They wanted to bring order and decorum in the literature. 18th century is also called as an age of reason. The people of the age believed in reason and rationality. The 18th century is divided into three distinct periods: the age of Dryden, Pope, and Dr. Johnson. Political life of 18th century. After the stable governance of Charles II, his son James attempted to establish the Catholic dynasty, which ended with Glorious Revolution or Bloodless Revolution in 1688. Queen Mary and William of Orange established a firm Protestant monarchy. Under the rule of Queen Anne, England and Scotland got united and regarded as the Great Britain. Socio and cultural life of 18th century. England was prospering at the time of Enlightenment age. The economic conditions were improved as it involved in colonialism. It became the center of economic and industrial revolution. To establish a financial consistency, the government established the Bank of English. The aristocratic class maintained their status in the society. The economical and social status of the middle class was also improved. They imitated the upper class in their life. They gave more importance to education. Scientific discoveries encouraged industrial revolution. Royal Society of England increased scientific awareness among the people. Power looms, spinning jenny, steam engines, and other were invented at this time. Steam engines enhanced the transportation capacity and assisted the trade. Scientific discoveries encouraged industrial revolution. Royal Society of England increased scientific awareness among the people. Power looms, spinning jenny, steam engines, and others were invented at this time. Steam engines enhanced the transportation capacity and assisted to improve trade and commerce. People easily traveled from one place to another. New towns and cities developed and became centers of trade and commerce. For example, London emerged as an industrial and commercial center. Public education became popular at this time. Common people expressed their interest towards learning. The new awareness supported the common people to take part in state and political discussions. Newspaper, magazines, and books were became source of information. The competition between Whigs and Tories was an entertainment for the people. Number of coffee houses increased in London. Private clubs were also established at this time. The middle class followed the aristocratic class and gave much importance to manners and words. They wanted to exhibit their wealth. The difference in the different religious faiths were dissolved. People practiced the religious as the general tendency without spiritual adherence. So they condemned formalism and demanded spiritual solace. They expected argumentative, appealing, emotional, and eternal elements in religion. Individualistic, natural, and humanitarian life was expected by the long 18th century. Literary life of 18th century. 18th century writers searched for new themes and ideas from this classical literature. The Roman and Greek literary works appealed to them a lot. They followed them blindly without any difference of vice and virtue. They wanted to bring discipline and decorum in the literature. Hence, they stressed order, symmetry, elegance, and structure in all forms of life. Literature produced extensively at this time. Poetry was written in heroic couplet, word form. Essays were written extensively in this period. Addison and Steele were emerged as popular essayists of the time. They ran in their periodicals and published young writers' essays. The plays were revived at this time because the theatres were reopened. Comedy of manners became popular at this time. Females are allowed to enact on the stage. More than the plays, novels made their mark in the field of literature. Epistolary novels were popular genre of the times. The character and biographical writing supported in producing novels. 18th century people had unique interest in recording their experiences. They had written all the activities and incidents of their life. It is called diary writing. It is called diary writing. It provides through knowledge to understand the actual life of England at that time. Samuel Pepe, John Irving, and Daniel Defoe were some popular diarists of the day. Session summary. Enlightenment period has been progressed in all the forms of life, science, arts, literature, architecture, and in the field of discovering new lands also England developed in comparison with medieval ages. After the religious unrest in the society, restoration rule brought some solace to the people. They tried to bring order in the society, hence they looked back to Greek and Roman literature for models. But in the later part of the century, people are trying to practice tried of practicing artificiality and being formalistic. The glimpses of romanticism can be traced in the late part of the century. For further reference, we can refer David Dages, A Critical History of English Literature, Nair K. Pramod, A Short History of English Literature, Hudson, An Outline History of English Literature. Thank you.